It's time for high school sports on the NCWLIFE channel. Today's broadcast is brought to you by our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Today's coverage is also sponsored by Global Car Care, the Highlander Golf and Grill, Apple Valley Honda, Sangster Motors, Valley Tractor, Save Mart, Caldwell Banker, Biosports Physical Therapy, and Dick's Heating and Air. And now let's go live to the field for high school sports on your home for high school sports, the NCWLIFE channel.
Welcome everybody to the Wenatchee Valley at the Apple Bowl, home of the Wenatchee Panthers. Tonight Wenatchee Panthers takes on Moses Lake Mavericks in a hotly contested soccer game. And obviously we're missing Sebastian tonight. So what you get here is myself, Matt Wisen, along with Daryl Geddes, and two comedians and sometimes part-time soccer announcers. Tonight, we've got a pretty interesting game, in my opinion, where Wenatchee's really looking to fight for that home playoff advantage. They need to win their last three games. The very tightly contested game with Eastmont and Davis at the top, and trying to keep from looking past Moses Lake, who's, even though Wenatchee's had quite a bit of success in the last 20 games out of 22, it's a high school game. It's soccer. Anything can happen. What's your take on that, Daryl?
That is true. Wenatchee, they got to solidify themselves tonight. Obviously, I consider this like a trap game. Moses Lake can come in here and take a victory, and then that'll drop them to tied for second and third with Eastmont. And they want to keep that advantage right now because they are sitting second. Eastmont is right on their heels. Eastmont is across the state playing Davis tonight, which is going to be a huge game. So this is a big win for Wenatchee tonight. They should take care of business on turf. Kind of a depleted Moses Lake team. I hate to use that word, but, they're sitting in sixth looking up. But, this is going to be big between Wenatchee, Davis, and Eastmont over this last week because we do have a cross rivalry next Tuesday. Battle of the Bridges, Wenatchee, Eastmont. That could be for the season right there. So.
Yeah, that's right. Anything Wenatchee might be concerned about? I mean, Moses Lake played Davis pretty tough last game.
They did. 3-2 victory for Davis, but it sounded like a scrappy game, so they pushed Davis to the end.
Yeah, so when we come back, we'll have Coach Viramontes, and he'll give us some of the details that they're working on as a team and what he's seeing for the next three games. So don't go away. We'll see you soon.
When your heating or cooling system is giving you trouble, call the diagnostic doctor from Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning.
Here's the culprit right here.
All joking aside, when you call Dick's, you're calling 35 years of experience at customer service right here in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's strongly believes in repairing before replacing, and they service all major brands of HVAC units.
Welcome back to the Apple Bowl. With us, we have Coach Viramontes of Wenatchee Panthers. Coach, coming down right to the wire here with a three-way race with Davis and Eastmont. How is your team progressing? How are they being prepared to face that challenge and hopefully avoid any pitfalls down the road?
I mean, we just have to focus on what we can control, right? And that's our games. So the goal is just to win every single game from here on out and just hope for the best.
How's the team doing injury-wise? Are you strong? Anything you're nursing along and hopefully to recover from?
Everybody's healthy, so that's a good thing.
Yeah. The last game I watched was against Davis, and it was a pretty emotionally charged, in my opinion, like, hey, let's just go score goals however we can kind of a game. Did you get any take-home lessons from that game? So when you see them again, likely in the playoffs, how that game might be different? Yeah, so
the coaching staff and I, we've approached this season as a high-risk, high-reward type of season. So we've been committing a lot to the attack and not so much to defense. So that was a game that made me realize that we got to really balance it out. So we're going to focus more on the balance aspect.
Coach, appreciate you coming out again tonight. I got one question for you. How do you look at tonight as, I call them those trap games, where your team starts looking ahead to those big matchups? Because we know it's looming in the rounds next week, right here, Tuesday, versus the brothers across town. How does your team stay focused tonight and not put their minds to that?
I mean, we're just taking it one game at a time, right? We know that we have to handle business here today first, and just focus on one game at a time, like I said.
Yeah, you know that next Tuesday game is going to be huge, right? You guys are all 1, 2, and 3 in the rankings. Obviously, you got the big matchup across state happening at Davis with Eastmont. But again, like Matt said, how do you prepare your team, and how is your depth looking right now going into the playoffs?
I mean, we know what Eastmont's strengths are. We also know what our strengths are. It's just kind of working on our weaknesses at this point. So I think we feel pretty confident. It's just those little last things we got to fix, right?
Cool. Well, I appreciate your time tonight. Good luck to you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, when we come back, we'll have live soccer action. And stay tuned. We'll see you soon.
Apple Valley Honda is bringing the future of driving to you. Introducing the all-new, all-electric Honda Prologue EV. Say goodbye to gas stations and hello to a whisper-quiet ride and zero emissions. The wait is over. Finally, a local option for a quality EV from a brand with a track record of exceptional quality and reliability. Experience the Honda Prologue EV for yourself at family-owned Apple Valley Honda. Stay close to home and visit us at Apple Valley Honda today for the life you live.
NCWLIFE channel is your local TV station. We believe in being the spotlight and mirror to the communities we serve in North Central Washington. Programming on NCWLIFE would not be possible without our sponsors. Special thanks to our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air.
News, weather, and sports. It's all here weekdays at 5, 6, and 10 on your local news source, the NCWLIFE channel.
Welcome back to the Wenatchee Apple Bowl, where Moses Lake Mavericks have traveled from Moses Lake to take on tonight's contestant, Wenatchee Panthers. Again, why don't we just jump right in and get to the lineups here. So, for Wenatchee, here you go. You're going to get Matt Wisen again. And as is pretty clear, play-by-play and lead-ins and lead-outs is not my forte. But what you do get is someone with really bad eyesight. And so here we go. Number 1, Zane Randall, Jonathan Garcia Mendoza, Christopher Limon, Jace Williams, Chani Vega, Anthony Garcia, Brady Paz, Edward Macias, Felipe Reyes, Damian Snyder, and Julian Mora. For Moses Lake. Take it away, Daryl.
I'll take it over for there. I got you, Matt. I'm here with you. We're going to go in keeper. Dalton Friedeg, senior. Number 1, Jaden Lopez, defender. Number 2, Henry Pena, defender. Number 3, Adiel Cruz, midfielder. Number 4, Kyrie Wiltbank, defender. Number 7, Kevin Segura, forward. Number 13, Joaquin Cervantes, midfielder. Number 18, Filemon Sanchez Ramirez, forward. Excuse me. Number 19, Devin Roybal, defender. And number 20, Braxton Sweezy, forward. And number 21, Paul Martin, defender. They are coached by head coach Miguel Segura, assistant coach Henry Garcia, other assistant coach Fernando Garcia, and Edgar Nava. And we'll backtrack to Wenatchee. Looks like their head coach is Miguel Villamontes, assisted by Hector Sorillo, Jose Camarillo, and Lennon Guzman. Excuse me.
Daryl, you've watched a lot more of these games this season than I have. What are some of the things you think Wenatchee can be working on in this game as they prep for the final grind?
Well, tonight we got a blustery night. It's going to be windy, so the best thing Wenatchee could do is keep that ball out of the air. Play through their midfielders. Jonathan Mendoza Garcia, dangerous person. Chani Vega, especially when he gets on the ball. Very creative, special talent. You know, something that you really can't teach. It's just something you watch as it happens. And again, you have that man up front. We call him Anthony Garcia, committed to UW next year. he can make big things happen for you. So if I'm Wenatchee, you got to get out there. You got to get comfortable right off the bat. Keep that ball on the ground, because those 20-yard balls are going to turn into 30-yard balls in the air. And it's going to play tricks with both of these teams. So, again, don't let the wind beat you. Control the game, control the pace, and, not look ahead. These are those trap games that they can creep up on you.
Yeah, I was watching some of the JV game before this, and they were struggling with the wind. And perhaps, like you said, watching these games, these trap games, sneak up on you. Wenatchee was called offside in the double digits in that game. Just kind of standing, maybe things were, Mosaic was just tempting him with all the space in behind, but Wenatchee could not capitalize with appropriate passes. Maybe some of that, they're smelling goal too much. Just maybe some of the greed takes over at that point. So, yeah, I had that. My keys to the game, a fast start. Don't give your opponent the belief that they can hang around in the game. Take their confidence away from them. Fast start will give you some confidence, and limit your mistakes, which obviously gives Moses Lake lots of belief that if they can capitalize on some of those mistakes, that they can hang around and get a win.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like I said, Wenatchee needs to come out. They need to assert themselves. They need to play their game. Get on the scoreboard early so they can just move forward, move ahead. And, I'm going to mention again, look forward to that huge matchup next week against Eastmont here, as Eastmont is down at Davis right now, playing simultaneously. So these last 2 weeks are going to be huge for all three of those top three teams.
Yep. And here we go, left to right. Wenatchee is playing in the mostly black outfits, and Moses Lake is playing right to left in mostly white.
And for the Wenatchee Panthers, Zane Randall.
And there we go. Like we said, Wenatchee wants to play possession. Let's make Moses Lake work and don't allow them to have any kind of confidence. This is the team they should put away early. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Moses Lake did go to Davis last week and almost pulled one out. They lost 3-2 at Davis, so they have some fight in them.
They've played 2 games against Davis so far this year, and both games have been one goal losses. So very competitive in those games.
Yeah, Davis is known to keep a tight scoreboard, and until they came here last week and put up a 5-4 victory over Wenatchee. That was like their second highest tout in goals this year. But again, don't let Moses Lake hang around if you're Wenatchee.
Yeah, for a team that has only scored 16 goals this year, hanging 2 on Davis was a pretty good accomplishment. And Wenatchee, in contrast, has scored 40 so far this year.
Yes. The thing with Wenatchee, they can score. It's just they allow some of their opponents to score with them. That's just not going to be the quality they need going into the playoffs, and especially in the state tournament. If you're up 3-1, you got to put that game away. If you come back and you have a great start against a team like Davis, you got to put those teams away, because the longer you let them hang around, and that's what happens.
That's soccer for you.
Exactly. It's the parity.
Good ball into the box there.
Oh. Good run by Jace Williams. Unfortunately, a little bit of a strong touch over the touch line, so it'll be Moses Lake goal kick here.
Last time Wenatchee faced Moses Lake in Moses Lake, was it a 7-1, 7-0 game?
Yeah, it was a pretty high-scoring game. Moses Lake will give up some goals, but then, again, like we said, they can hang around too and run into a 3-2 game like they did with Davis. So you can't count these guys out at all. And if I got to be honest with you, Wenatchee has some things to work on in the back line after that Davis game. They had some pretty costly unforced errors off that back line that gave Davis life. So let's see how they clean it up tonight.
Yeah, limiting mistakes is definitely one of my keys to this game. I always like to bring it back to the principles of play and just back to the basics of of your principles of attack and your principles of defending, and what your shape looks like in transition. And but when I'm struggling, I'll bring it back to that. But sometimes it can be just as easy as what you just said, limiting your mistakes. And because in high school ball, let's be honest, they can have a good game or a bad game sometimes, and there's no telling why.
Yeah, Wenatchee's coming out pretty strong. They're keeping the ball, and there's a great shot. Ooh, unfortunately, it was called offsides. It looked like Anthony Garcia was in a little bit deep, but that was a great setup to a great shot. Good stop there by Dalton.
Yeah,
Friedig.
nice stop there. Good job keeping that ball in tight to himself, even though it was going to be called back, but that was still a quality recover.
Dalton's very familiar with a lot of these players. He plays club ball with these guys, so he knows their capabilities and potential. Wenatchee still playing through. Jace Garcia to Jonathan Mendoza. To number 6, Chris Lamone. Good turn by Chani. Looks like we're going to have a throw in by number 7, Jace Williams, about 20 yards out. Set back to number 14, Mr. Reyes. Tried to play it through. Touched out by Moses Lake on the far side. Number 12, Edward Macias over the throw. Moses Lake with a little bit of a miscommunication on the back line, cleared out.
Yeah, a little confusion there. So, I mean, if I'm whoever I am back in the back, I'm gathering my defenders right now before it gets worse, and I'm just like, all right, people, we'll start talking.
Yeah, these are the early moments of the game where it's kind of that nerves back and forth. So, you got a great keeper back there. Dalton just needs to tell him, hey, let's calm down, guys. We'll be all right. If I'm Wenatchee, keep putting the pressure on. Good turn by Chani. Laid off to number 10, Anthony Garcia. Good cross.
Yeah, I'd have liked to seen him get both hands on that thing and catch that ball.
Yeah, that's tough, though, because with this wind swirling right now, it's so hard to gauge how the ball is going to come off in the air. We're up here in the booth, but that wind has to be swirling down there on the field.
Setting up for the first corner of the contest.
Corner be sent in here by Jonathan Garcia Mendoza. Felipe Reyes got his head on the back of it. Touched out by Moses on the far side again. Looks like we'll have a long throw in by Anthony Garcia, number 10. Thrown in, nobody touched, all the way to Dalton. Oh.
Must have got touched somehow down in there. And what we're doing, calling a foul on that? No, must called it out.
Yeah, must have went over the goal line before Dalton touched the ball, so they're calling the goal kick for Moses Lake.
Setting up for the goal kick for Mavericks.
Looks like Dalton's going long. You can see as Mendoza Garcia went up for that header, the ball just barely carried over him off the top of his head.
Yeah, the wind is blowing from your right to your left on your screen.
Yeah, it looks like he had that lined up and it just was almost a yard over his head.
Foul on Moses Lake for a free kick for Wenatchee. Just got a little bit too touchy there.
Damian Snyder over the ball. Number 20 for Wenatchee Panthers. Battle through the middle. Looks like Chris Lamone looking to settle the ball now. Plays a wide to Brady Paz, number 11. Oh, Aaron pass by Wenatchee. Moses Lake turnover. Counterattack going the other way. Good patience by Moses Lake. Laid off by number 13, Joaquin Cervantes. Good shot on goal, saved by Dalton, or excuse me, not Dalton, but Zane Randall.
Cruz of the Mavericks. Zane Randall there to turn it away for the Panthers.
Looks like we got a corner kick coming our way. Yeah, nice ball in. Just dipped a little bit, made it challenging for Zane to corral and spilled out a little bit.
It's that wind. It's going to play tricks on some guys tonight. Now we're going to have an in-swinger from the left-hand side of the pitch.
Kevin Segura.
A little deep over the backside.
I always loved shooting into the wind more than with the wind, and I could read that, or I just get so much more movement on the ball and make it much more unpredictable, whereas you can shoot a lot further, obviously, with the wind, but it doesn't play nearly as many games with the keeper as if you're shooting into it.
I'd have to ask you, Matt, when was the last time you shot a soccer ball?
I try to shoot a soccer ball at least once or twice a year still. It just hurts a little bit more now than it ever has.
All right, good for you. I didn't know if you knew there was 365 days in a year, but good job.
Yeah.
Wenatchee on the counterattack. They had some good movement there. Ball touched out by Moses Lake on the far side. Looks like Anthony Garcia with another long throw into the box coming up.
Yeah, my boys still insist that we go play once in a while when they're around. And still make me feel like I can do something with it, but they're good actors at this point.
Good family camaraderie. Oh, nice half volley by there. Chani about 12 yards out. Little wide to the left. That was a pinpoint setup for him.
Looking at Moses Lake's defense initially, they're not quite getting the compactness that is going to prohibit or make that type of shot challenging. So really need to get a little tighter there on the back line, compress it, and decrease those passing and shooting lanes.
Yeah, the best thing they can do right now is make Wenatchee, play. And what I mean by that is they can control the ball, settle, make Wenatchee chase. The longer Wenatchee sits on the ball and gets comfortable, that confidence is going to grow, and they're going to start getting more and more shots. They're going to inch closer and closer. Moses Lake does not want to chase this whole game. It's going to be a long night for them.
Yeah, and right now pressing with.
Yeah, Moses Lake pressing out of the back. There you go. Almost got a turnover.
Yep.
Chani Vega dropping in deep to collect the ball. Oh, bad touch over the far right side line. Looks like Moses Lake throwing coming up. Yeah. See, that's what you got to do. You got to put Wenatchee's back line, allow them to make some errors.
The press there initially was going to be a little untimed because they were facing the pressure, Wenatchee was, and then just took too long to get rid of it, which allowed more Moses Lake attackers to creep up into that defensive third for Wenatchee and really put that pressure on and make it difficult for them.
Yeah. Another turnover on Wenatchee right there. A little too many touches on the far line. Throwing for Moses. Oh, ref called a bad throw on Moses. Turnover to Wenatchee. Another throw for Wenatchee. Yeah, Wenatchee, they have some answers or some questions to answer over the next week on that back line. Eastmont's going to come walking in here with a lot of confidence. A lot of confidence, depending on how tonight's game goes against Davis, but they're going to be hungry, and Wenatchee's back line has not looked too confident lately. Oh, drops down. Great save by Dalton. Point blank save from about 6 yards out. Nice half volley by Anthony Garcia. Nice touch. Good sequence there by Wenatchee. Unfortunately, they just can't put one away. 3 point blank touches about 6 yards outside the box. Dalton Freedig with 2 saves and one just touched a little bit wide.
Yeah, some quality saves there.
Like Julian Gonzalez taking a shot off the ricochet for the Panthers.
We got Jonathan Garcia Mendoza over the ball again. Corner here on the near side.
Jonathan Garcia Mendoza will set it to the corner for the Panthers.
Dalton with the punch, and Dalton with the save.
Turned away and then picked the ball out of the air.
Sends it long for his long striker up front, number 18 for Moses, Filemon Sanchez Ramirez.
Looks like it appears that they took some notes against the Davis game. We're playing the ball in deep into the box there and hoping for a mistake.
Yeah, why not? You know, if they did watch some film on that, you know, hey, there's some takeaways. You got to challenge that back line of Wenatchee. You got to make them play. You got to make them be smart. Oh, great hit by Johnny Vega.
With a hard strike. Dalton Friedig up to the challenge.
Yep, that was a nice save by Dalton again. They're going to make it tough for Wenatchee to score tonight, so they're going to have to earn it. Oh, there we go. Got to break into the box. Brady Paz. Left-footed, stopped by the defender, touched back by Dalton on accident.
Yeah, just giving up a lot of shots in this game right now.
Yeah.
And that back line, where you might have the initial pressure, defender, the cover player is not getting into place fast enough, and then they're just chasing it. And you can see these passing lanes and shooting lanes just open up with a lack of communication back there or knowledge of responsibility. And so the shooters from Wenatchee are starting to get that touch.
Yeah, Wenatchee's smart. They're using their wings. They're playing off the shoulder of those back line players of Moses Lake. And, yeah, they're coming free. It's just one touch, two touch. Next thing you know, they're in the box. So they won't be able to live like that for very long tonight. But as you can see, a lot of the Wenatchee players are getting forward. You got 9 guys 30 yards in and 2 lone defenders with 1 lone striker of Moses. So Moses is planted in the box. Wenatchee just has to have patience if they want to break through. The more they rush, the more nervous they're going to get. Good touch, good touch. 4, 5. Touch by Chani. Good take by Mr. Garcia. Slams it in the box. Headed down by Chani. Another good save by Dalton Friedig.
Once again, Dalton Friedig there to make the stop for Moses Lake.
Dalton sends it forward to their one lone defender, Mr. Filemon Sanchez.
Yeah, I think Moses Lake, their reliance on a quick counter deep into the box or just send it up to the striker and hope to get it through. It could pay off. Like we said, they probably watched some game film. But if they want to have a chance, I think, in this game, they've got to have some longer runs of possession.
Yeah.
They just can't be giving up as many shots for one relief ball over the top as they are.
Yeah, the floodgates will eventually open up. But, you know, let's see how long they can live like this. Looks like we're about the 17th minute mark of the first half. So thanks for joining us again, folks, on a blustery night here in Wenatchee. Looks beautiful.
Yeah, but just like Wenatchee likes to do in the spring, this wind is sticking around.
Uh-huh. Oh, nice cross there by Mr. Garcia. Touched out by the Moses Lake defender over the end line. Looks like we'll have a corner kick for Wenatchee.
Yeah, Wenatchee had an overload on the far side there. 3 attackers, I think, to 1 defender. Moses Lake's just watching the ball instead of recognizing where the attackers are.
Yeah, I think they're going to defend with numbers tonight. I don't think we're going to see a lot of attacking out of Moses Lake, as you can see how they're set up. 9 guys in the box, 1 guy long.
Yeah, just you need that change the possession plan. What are you going to do in transition? And right now they really could use some support for their attacker.
What they're going to do in transition is play this ball long to number 18 and hope that he can get up there and make some magic happen.
And hope he can hold it or get a good bounce to get some momentum over the top. But if you're going to have a hold-up, then you're going to need some help in a hurry.
Mm-hmm. They're going to play this long. Again, they did something right against Davis, so I would trust their game plan. Looks like we got a foul about 35 yards out on number 11, Mr. Paz. You'll have Jonathan Garcia Mendoza over the ball. Or he's going to give way to Mr. Vega. Number 8, Chani Vega over the ball.
Just going to give him 20 yards, just 15.
Chani tried a nice little floater there to the left side. Oh, got Brady one-on-one over there, isolated against a couple defenders, made a couple good moves. Oh, is he going to be able to touch it back? Oh, strong touch over the end line. Goal kick for Moses. A couple good solid moves, but then that last touch let him down.
Yeah, attracting some attention. Once you get by 3 defenders, then people start taking it a little bit more seriously there.
Yeah, get your head up and get that ball off that foot. Got to touch it back, make something happen there. Did beautiful in the beginning, just unfortunately his last touch let him down.
And oftentimes you start bringing more defenders at you.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's more than likely sitting wide open and bored on that back post, ready for the ball to come to him.
Yeah. Looks like we're approaching the halfway mark of the first half here, almost 20 minutes in. Still 0-0. Moses Lake visiting the Wenatchee Panthers here in the Apple Bowl. If I'm Moses right now, just settle the ball, keep the ball. It's the best thing you can do. Play your game too. Yeah. There you go, foul on Wenatchee. The longer this game carries out 0-0, Wenatchee will get frustrated because they're going to feel like they should be ahead. Obviously they're playing a team that they're a little more superior to on home on their own turf, and they need to win all of their games to keep that race tight at the very top of the half. So the best thing for Moses is just to keep hanging on.
Yeah.
Because frustration will set in.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm telling my team if I'm Moses Lake's coach right now.
Of course.
Don't look at the entire game. Look at each half. Try to win set goals, win individual battles in the half, try to keep possession for more than 2 or 3 passes at a time. Work on your communication, just little tiny things like that they are achievable and not make the game too big so they're not looking at the past 22 games.
Oh, there goes that man, Anthony Garcia. That speed. Ooh, never lets him down. Touched by Dalton to the back post about 10 yards out, and there's your first goal. There's your opener for Mr. Garcia at the 21st minute mark of the first half.
Yeah, pretty goal there.
It was.
Challenging is bouncing in. Keeper didn't quite get that over the top and keep it down, and Anthony does what Anthony does.
He does. That speed. It's just something you can't preach or coach right there. He just had the wherewithal to get up the field that quick, and it just happens that fast, unfortunately for Moses Lake.
Yeah, and that's the problem, especially with the last few Wenatchee teams, and including this team, is that they're more than a one-player show.
Oh, yeah.
And they have multiple players that can score double digits in a year, and you can't just isolate and make players go away or be unseen in the game because there's always another player to step up.
Yeah, it's a very talented team. It's just how you put all the puzzle pieces together, these minds together, and to get them to believe to play together. That's always the toughest thing about being a coach. You can have a lot of talented pieces, but getting them to mesh, that's the ultimate game. And when it does, it's beautiful. Like what they did last year in the state cup. They went over to Houma and won a game.
Not quite the connection I think Anthony wanted to make right there.
No, a little ambitious from about 25 yards out. He was going for a goal on that one. Miss hit, sent over the end line. Goal kick coming to Dalton Friedig. You see Moses Lake, they're just playing safe. They're going to play along.
Goal kick for Moses Lake, Dalton Friedig.
Touchdown by Johnny Vega to the Moses Lake back line. And now you see Wenatchee defending with numbers. The minute Moses Lake gets the ball, they're collapsing on them. And they're already back in their within 40 yards. But now it's getting congested in there. Wenatchee needs to look at their flanks. They need to get the ball wide. They need to pull Moses Lake out of the center. Moses Lake is camped right there in the center. You can see. So it's going to be tough for Wenatchee to try to dribble through there. There you go. Good movement. See? They're finding their zones now. Good touch. Good touch. Beautiful goal by Anthony Garcia. That was a nice 1, 2, 3 touch. Anthony got it on his foot, curled it to the far right post, back of the net. Wenatchee 2-0. That's beautiful right there. Like I said, they got a lot of talented players, and when they play to their personalities, that's what happens. That goal was in the 25th minute for Wenatchee. If I'm Moses, you still stick to the game plan. You never know. You just need one goal and you're back in it.
Yeah, 2-0. Curse of the 2-0 lead.
I don't think either team's made any substitutions yet. Wenatchee coming out of the back. It's going to be a throw in for Wenatchee here on the near side. Number 7, Jace Williams. Moses Lake with their first substitution. Looks like number 13, Joaquin Cervantes is coming off. And number 5, Ledger Archer came on. Brady Paz is up for the challenge tonight. You can see his energy now. He's controlling. He's making plays happen at the moment. Chani Vega about 20 yards out. Touches it wide to Anthony Garcia. One touch back to Chani. Back to Anthony Garcia, playing a little two-man game over there. Back to Chani. Touch to Jonathan Mendoza Garcia. Hits it square to Damian Snyder, number 20. See, Wenatchee playing their game. That's 5 touches on the ball at the moment. Number 3, Efron Salcedo went for goal. Left footer blocked by Moses Lake. Chani Vega in the box. Right-footed shot blocked by Moses Lake off the sidebar. Looks like it's coming out for a corner for Wenatchee.
Yeah, just a lot of movement in there from Wenatchee. Moses Lake's having a really hard time. It looks like they're trying to mark man, and they're losing some fundamentals, and they're losing track of the players because they get caught ball watching.
Wenatchee's playing with a huge amount of confidence right now. You can just see 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, 5 touches before Moses Lake can even get a touch. So the confidence is blossoming at the moment. You know, they're defending with numbers, and they're not giving Moses Lake an inch. There you go, Moses Lake on the counter. Aaron pass by Wenatchee. Offsides on Moses Lake. It's going to be a free kick for Wenatchee on their 30-yard line. 27 minutes into the first half. It's 2-0 Wenatchee. Anthony Garcia on the end of both goals.
I didn't quite get that goal, the second goal, but yeah.
Setting up for the free kick for the Panthers for Jonathan Garcia Mendoza.
I think it was Mr. Garcia in the 17th minute, was it?
Yeah, good question there. It was in the first half.
Yes.
And it was before the second goal.
Well, thank you, Matt. I appreciate your help.
And if you don't know, the team that scores most goals, they'll end up winning this game.
Oh, man. God. I knew we brought you back for a reason.
Yeah.
I was wondering why I ever came on here. It's like, man, what do they need me for? They got Matt Wisen.
No. Doing my best to build the confidence of whoever comes in after me.
Looks like we're going to be a free kick for Wenatchee about 42 yards out. Right in front of Matt here. Damian Snyder over the ball.
And as I was telling Dan earlier, if I do a bad enough job tonight, then maybe I'll finally get to retire.
Taking the free kick for Wenatchee.
Damian Snyder lifted the ball into the box. Oh. Brady pause. Touchdown. Nice half volley. A little wide left.
Pause with the shot for Wenatchee. Wide left.
Looks like it can be a goal kick here for Moses Lake. Dalton Friedig over the ball. Looks like we're going to be going long.
Setting up for the goal kick for the Mavericks, Dalton Friedig.
Got a 50-50 ball in the center, won by Jonathan Mendoza Garcia. Or Garcia Mendoza, excuse me. Everybody knows, but me. Touched by Moses, trying to settle. Turnover of Wenatchee. Brady paws on the ball. Nice flick. Wenatchee swarming defense right now. There you go, touchdown by Johnny Garcia. Brady paws over the ball. Oop. You can see when Wenatchee loses the ball, they are looking to get it back as quick as they can. They want to keep the pressure on Moses. They want to keep him 40 yards in on their side of the field.
Yeah,
keep them in their third.
I was just about to say that. The other games I've watched here on NCWLIFE this year, Wenatchee's kind of struggled at that principle play, which is the first principle of defense is delay.
Yeah.
And the first defender is whoever's closest to the ball when you turn it over. And they're doing a good job. Like you said, it's just instantly swarming the ball when they turn it over, which delays the attack and allows Wenatchee defense to get back into place.
Yep, we just had Moses on a counterattack. Aaron pass. Turned over to Jace Williams. Touch to Brady Paws, number 11, coming up the left side. Takes the defender on. Whoop, loses the ball. Oh, Moses gives it right back to him. Touch in by Wenatchee. Looks like that was number 9, Gael Nunez over the ball. Turned over to Moses on the near side here. Moses right back to Wenatchee, settled by Mr. Garcia Mendoza. Playing a distributor tonight.
Yeah, Moses Lake's got to start right now with just connecting some passes. Make the easy pass.
Yeah.
Find that. Get some confidence in connecting and keeping that ball. Right now they're passing into difficult situations with 2 or 3 defenders around an isolated attacker.
Yep. Just like you said right there, another turnover by Moses. Easy pass. Make Wenatchee defend. Make them make some errors. Ball touched in. Dalton Friedig on it. Spreads it out to the near side here to number 6. Tanner Webb. Fouled by, looks like, number 3, Mr. Efron Ulysses Salcedo. Stepped on his foot on accident, so it's going to be a Moses Lake free kick here. Looks like Moses is bringing on a sub.
Yeah, that's one thing I don't miss is a stud to the toenail.
Oh, boy. That'll ruin your day. Looks like number 13, Joaquin Cervantes, has come back on the field, and number 18, Filemon Sanchez Ramirez is checking off. Got about 8 minutes left here in the first half.
Taking the free kick for the Mavericks, number 21, Paul Martin.
Touched off a Wenatchee head, Judah Weller, back to Zane Randall. Zane looking to send it deep.
Zane Randall sent the ball into the Moses Lake third.
Ball ping-ponging around in the air a little bit here. But Moses looking to settle on the near side. We're going to have a throw in for number 7, Jace Williams of Wenatchee here on the near side. Flicked on by Anthony Garcia, taken down by Moses Lake. Looking to switch the ball. Moses settles, ping-ponging around here in the middle a little bit. Oh, Wenatchee on the counterattack now. Oh, Aaron pass by Mr. Garcia, tried to flick it through. Nobody on the end of that. Collected by number 4, Mr. Garcia. The Johnny version. There you go. See, keep the ball. Calm your boys down. Patience. And sent in by number 20, Damian Snyder, long ball to Brady Paz on the left side. Fortunately sent off the back. Goal kick by Moses Lake. About 6:40 left in the first half.
Yeah, a little bit of a lull here for Wenatchee, and now's a good time for, Moses Lake needs somebody to rally the troops, just to gather them and get a consistent message. What are we going to do, and get some confidence back in your players. And if Moses Lake can get one goal going into halftime, that's everything for Moses Lake right now. Just look at one goal, not both of them back. Just get that one.
That'd be a huge confidence builder if Moses Lake could pull off a goal before halftime, and if Wenatchee gets the third one, that'd be huge for them too, because that means they can go in the second half and try to put this team away, and obviously keep some guys fresh. Maybe bring on some subs that don't get a lot of playing time, so that way you have that depth going into playoffs next week and potentially state.
Yeah, and Wenatchee doesn't have the easiest of schedules closing out. They're at Ike this Friday, which they're, 4th or 5th place in the league, and they can play a competitive game.
They're a scrappy team. They used to be first place in this league about 2 weeks ago.
And then we turn right around and host Eastmont in a very emotional
Battle of the Bridges. Yes.
And then close it out, here against Sunnyside. And Sunnyside has got some players that can put the ball away, or at least battle you tough. So getting that bench some depth right now, it is definitely would pay some huge dividends as far as I'm concerned.
It would. It takes some miles off of some of those legs too. Again, like you said, you got playoffs and state coming up soon, as long as you qualify. So yeah, keep your boys fresh. Some of these kids are even coming off huge club games recently that I've watched and had the chance to attend.
Yeah, some clubs just don't take a break.
No.
And there's some players in the Valley that like to play more, and it always kind of rubbed me the wrong way when you're having a player that plays more than one team in a season. If they're playing, which would be fine if they're playing one game a week.
Yeah.
And they start hitting 2-3 games a week in that season, and inevitably you're going to look at injuries.
Yeah, but these kids are bred to play. You got to think, they play throughout the summer on club teams. They'll play 3 games in a weekend, and you'll go play a pickup game. That's just the fun of being a kid.
I agree there.
If you're tired, it'll show on your face. You're never going to say you're tired or, Coach, take me out. But
the stakes are pretty high.
True.
And you've got some of these boys have got colleges relying on them as well.
We got a break for Moses here. Counterattack. Number 5 on the ball. Took it a little wide. Took himself out of the play, unfortunately. It allowed number 20, Damian Snyder, to recover and touch that ball out. Looks like we're going to have a corner kick from Moses on the far side. About 3 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in the first half here.
He had kind of a hitch in his step, like he kind of tweaked a hamstring on that run. But, yeah, like you said, he took it away from goal and allowed Snyder to get the leverage and block that shot.
Yeah, that touch let him down, unfortunately. I don't think that was on his mind, but it could have been some nerves.
Well, they haven't been in free at all at this game, so I think that probably nerves.
Yep. Nice little opportunity there, but touched over the net. It looks like it's going to be a goal kick for Zane Randall. 3 minutes left to go in the first half here.
It was a fantastic turn.
It was.
And great ball, but a good reminder for Wenatchee that isolating a defender one-on-one with the ball over the top is a risky, no matter how confident you are in your defender, is a risky defensive strategy.
It is. Lucky for them that the Moses Lake player wasn't up to the task on that play, but that's how Davis punished Wenatchee on a few goals. I was here.
Yep.
I called it. We watched it happen. Davis had some strikers that know how to put the ball in the back of the net, and I hate to keep saying it, they punished Wenatchee a few times off a couple mistakes.
Yeah, I always like at least a +1 defender back there. I never like to isolate one-on-one. If they are playing one high, I've got 2 back. And in this case, we've got 5 back. So maybe that was a quick wake up for Wenatchee.
Yep. Coach knows, probably made an adjustment real quick. Looks like Wenatchee ball on the far left side. Mendoza Garcia over it. Touch Touch to middle, number 20, Damian Snyder. Touch back to Felipe Reyes. Looking to switch. Zane Randall over the ball. Oh, Aaron pass out of the back. Turn over to Moses. Oh, Moses right back to Wenatchee. Touch back to Zane Randall. Sends it deep. Mr. Anthony Garcia over the ball. Touches wide. Can't see what number that is coming up the far left flank. Luis Salcedo over the ball here on the near side. Looking to take the defender on, get on his left foot. Tries to bend it to the far post. Touched out by Moses. To Mr. Garcia Mendoza. Touch back to Felipe Reyes. Plays it wide. Looking to make a man miss. Oh, touches it back to Garcia Mendoza. Great eyes. I like that. Touches it square to Damian Snyder, number 20, from about 35 yards out. A little ambitious there.
A little bit of confusion.
Yeah,
back there.
carousel's back, and Moses sends it deep. And look, they got a 2-on-1 going the other way.
Throw in, it looks like, for Moses Lake here deep in the Wenatchee defensive area.
Yep. Looks like we're about 2 minutes or less left in the first half here. Still Wenatchee up 2-0 on Moses Lake. Moses Lake throwing on the near side. Touched out by Wenatchee. Garcia Mendoza over the ball. Oh, looks like we have a sub that checked in, number 7. Moses Lake throw up, touched over the line. Wenatchee throw now. Looks like number 7, Jace Williams over the ball. Easy throw to Mr. Garcia Mendoza. Touch a square to Esteban Valdivinos. That was our sub that came in. They switched the ball, far flank. Number 13, Judah Weller running onto it. Taken away by Moses Lake. Moses Lake looking to go the other way. Oh, cleared back into the zone. Ball swirling around in the air. Anthony Garcia runs onto it. Oh, nice square ball. Mr. Valdivinos in the box, left-footed shot. Ooh, just out of the touch of Dalton Friedig. Over the line for a Moses Lake goal kick.
Yeah, that was a
nice little build-up by Wenatchee.
just inches there, yeah.
Nice shot by Esteban Valdivinos. Just don't think he got all of it. Looks like Moses is going to send it long. Referee checking his watch. Oh, taken by Damian Snyder. Dumped back in the box. Dalton Friedig under the ball. They're going to send it long again. Oh, sends it to the near side here. And there we're at halftime.
Well, that's halftime here. When we come back, we'll get a recap of the first half and keys to the second half as well, and see if Wenatchee can close this one out. Don't go away.
For over 35 years, the Sangster family has been not only representing GMC, but the entire community.
As one of the few family-owned dealerships in Washington, you can count on our personal integrity, which has spanned over 3 generations, to ensure your satisfaction.
Sangster Motors stands behind everything we sell, from GMC professional-grade products and service from a professional-grade dealership.
Remember, caring about your family is what brings you back to ours.
A kitchen that makes mouths water and jaws drop. A bedroom from a dream with a bath from a spa. A walk-in you'd never want to walk out of. A pool like the fountain of youth. And a view that never gets old. When buying or selling a home of the highest standards, it's comforting to be represented by a real estate company with standards to match. Coldwell Banker Global Luxury. Live well with Coldwell.
Whether you're a new homeowner or looking to update, Save Mart in Wenatchee has everything you need. From top-of-the-line appliances to comfy mattresses and stunning furniture that fits your style, they have it all under one roof. With great deals and expert customer service, You'll find the perfect pieces for your space and your budget. Save Mart, your local destination for quality appliances, mattresses, and furniture at prices you'll love.
You trust the same doctor for your health and the same dentist for your smile. Trust Global Car Care to keep your vehicle running strong. We track your car's history so it gets the right care at the right time. With our 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty on parts and labor, you'll drive away with confidence. Global Car Care, your automotive experts. We service all makes and models, but specialize in Sprinter vans, Mercedes, Audi, Volkswagen, and BMW. Call or visit us today.
We've all dreamt of moving somewhere new. But what are home prices like? How are the schools? What are the state income taxes? And how's the weather? For all your questions, the Coldwell Banker Move Meter has answers. It's the only tool that lets you compare cities by cost and quality of living, so you can get a better idea of what your dream looks like and start making it come true. The Move Meter, only from Coldwell Banker. Live well with Coldwell.
Hey, welcome back to Save Mart. What can we help you find today?
We're looking for a mattress.
Oh, right this way. We got a large selection. We have this pillow top here.
Oh, comfortable.
We have more to choose from down here.
Oh.
I think I have the perfect one over here for you.
I guess we'll take this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
Welcome back to the Wenatchee Valley here. Beautiful, blustery evening here in Wenatchee. We have Wenatchee, the home team, Panthers, versus Moses Lake Mavericks, traveling in for about an hour and a half out. Entertaining first half, I'd say. Wind played a little bit of a factor here, but Wenatchee came out, they asserted themselves. They wanted to play their game, and they stepped on the gas about 21 minutes in when Anthony Garcia ran onto a nice bent ball. Touched it right past Dalton on the far left post, which opened up the scoring at 1-0. And then he came back about 4 minutes later after a great possession by Wenatchee, a few touches. Wenatchee forward Anthony Garcia bent it into the far right post. Beautiful bender to beat Dalton Friag to send Wenatchee up 2-0. Moses Lake, they've defended a lot. Looks like they're trying to play the counterattack. They're sitting in deep, they're trying to defend with numbers. So we'll see what happens here in the second half. But again, great first half by Wenatchee. Got to be growing with confidence. They know that they need to come out and score early in this second half and put these guys away and move on to brighter days. Moses Lake, they get one goal. They're going to make this interesting. They are a scrappy team. Like I said before, they've come off a couple one-loss games. So they're here for the making. They don't travel this far not to show up. So don't count Moses Lake out just yet.
Yeah, I've got some, if you're Coach Viramontes, what are you telling Wenatchee at halftime sitting up 2-0?
Let's keep moving forward, Yes, you've made a couple errors, but how do we clean those up? How do we look at those errors and say, we have to limit these. What is the right combination? Why are these errors happening out of the back line? As we get forward, they're a dangerous team. Right? But when a long ball comes onto the back line right now, it looks like some shaky nerves out there. So, you just got to talk to your defense and say, let's communicate. Mr. Randall, be the vocal voice to keep those guys calm too. Right? He's the last line of defense. He can see everything, and his voice can settle a team too.
Yeah, we talked briefly in the first half about the principles of play and how Wenatchee's done a better job at being, when they turn the ball over, at getting right back on it and trying to delay the counterattack. And the first defender is usually the last attacker in that situation. But what I think Wenatchee could probably do to continue to improve there is when they are delaying, what's your recovery look like? And how is the defense organizing in behind the ball? And how quickly are they doing that? And there's we've seen some weaknesses there in that where they get a little bit ball watchy when they're trying to pressure the ball in their attacking third. And if that team is capable of keeping possession and playing over that initial press, what does Wenatchee's defensive shape look like at that point? And in attack, Are they just sending everybody forward, or are they just sending like the weak side runner and keeping some sort of a semblance of shape in their attack? So those are kind of the things I might look at improving there if I'm Wenatchee. They'll definitely pay some dividends when you play a better organized team in the playoffs. For Moses Lake, man, I'm telling my kids to stop chasing. If they keep chasing that ball and don't get organized, it's going to be a long second half. And as we've seen, Wenatchee's got, they've got all the clips fully loaded right now, and they've gone through a couple clips, and they're just starting to get more accurate on their shooting. So if Moses Lake starts getting tired and they're chasing, you know what's going to happen.
Yep, the score is going to open up. Best thing Wenatchee can do right now is just play some defense with offense. So, again, we'll be right back soon here, folks. So thanks for joining us. We'll see you in a couple minutes.
Mow, dig, haul, trench. The reliable Kubota BX Series subcompact tractor is highly capable. A smooth hydrostatic transmission makes for easy operation and versatile attachments that help you handle the job. The Kubota BX Series is the #1 selling subcompact tractor in the U.S. Talk to your Kubota dealer to schedule a demo.
When your heating or cooling system is giving you trouble, call the diagnostic doctor from Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning.
Here's the culprit right here.
All joking aside, when you call Dick's, you're calling 35 years of experience at customer service right here in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's strongly believes in repairing before replacing, and they service all major brands of HVAC units.
Apple Valley Honda is bringing the future of driving to you. Introducing the all-new, all-electric Honda Prologue EV. Say goodbye to gas stations and hello to a whisper-quiet ride in zero emissions. The wait is over. Finally, a local option for a quality EV from a brand with a track record of exceptional quality and reliability. Experience the Honda Prologue EV for yourself at family-owned Apple Valley Honda. Stay close to home and visit us at Apple Valley Honda today for the life you live.
NCWLIFE channel is your local TV station. We believe in being the spotlight and mirror to the communities we serve in North Central Washington. Programming on NCWLIFE would not be possible without our sponsors. Special thanks to our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air.
News, weather, and sports. It's all here weekdays at 5, 6, and 10 on your local news source, the NCWLIFE channel.
Highlander Golf Course and Grill, your place for fun, food, and friends. Happy hour every day, 2 to 7. Try their brand new menu and famous prime rib every Saturday night. Planning a celebration? Book your holiday party, wedding, or private event, even in their exclusive simulator rooms. Highlander Golf Course and Grill, where every day is a celebration. Visit today.
Welcome back to the Apple Bowl, where we're at halftime with Wenatchee leading Moses Lake 2-0. Entertaining first half, and Wenatchee, I think, is feeling some confidence going into the second half there right now, and I think they probably have a little fresher legs. Daryl and I were just talking about that, and you know, Moses Lake, if they can get some organization going, they can take some smaller, higher percentage passes, keep a little bit of possession going into the game, will pay dividends in the way, especially of fresher legs, and just being able to last through this game. They did a lot of chasing in that first half, and if they're successful in doing that, it'll probably calm them down a little bit, and they can have more than just one maybe over-the-top threat in the second half. And what we were just saying, Daryl, whoever gets this next goal in the next goal in the second half, the game can drastically be different.
Correct. If I'm Moses Lake, back to your point, got to keep defending with numbers, right? You got to like where you're at. You're only down 2-0. That means you can bring a goal back. Let's dump a ball forward and see what happens. Bring one back. This is a 2-1 game. That's going to put some nerves in Wenatchee, and that's going to be huge for your confidence. And then just keep moving forward from there, right? Just keep defending with numbers. Keep playing smart. Yeah, you made a couple errors, but you're only down 2-0. Right?
Yeah.
And one of those goals, that was a great goal by Anthony Garcia to get it on his foot, bend that to the far right post. That was kind of unstoppable. That's what he's, made to do. That's why he's a world-class high school player at the moment. So if I'm Moses Lake, your confidence is high. Wenatchee, same thing. Just keep the ball, keep possession. When they're on top of the ball, they look beautiful tonight. Defend with your offense. Keep moving forward. Make Moses Lake chase. 1, 2, 3 touch, 4 touch. Get the ball wide, back in the middle. Get it to your dangerous players, Mr. Vega and, Mr. Garcia. Brady Paz is looking beautiful tonight. So if I'm Wenatchee, you got to keep playing your game, and let's break this game open. And, they got to put these guys away.
Here we go. Looks like we're going to try some long ball down to the corner and get Wenatchee to take a defensive style throw in.
Yep, started the second half, 40 minutes left to go. Throwing by Jace Williams on the far side. Carousels over to Anthony Garcia, touch to Chani Vega. Chani brings it down, about 20 yards out, makes a defender miss. Touches it wide to Judah Weller, brings it back. Went to play it forward, kept it in bounds. Deep here in the Moses Lake 18. Touched out by Moses Lake. Looks like it can be a far side throw-in by number 7, Jace Williams. So there you go, Wenatchee. Pin these guys deep, keep them in there. That next goal can be huge for, like I said, either one of these teams, but especially for Wenatchee. Judah Weller, square ball to Chani Vega, number 8. Shot off Moses Lake, sent out by Moses Lake. Collected by number 17, Franco Gutierrez. Touched back in. Wenatchee looking to play possession. Ball ping-ponging around the middle. Moses Lake sends it deep. There you go. There's that long striker up there. Number 7, Kevin Segura, putting pressure on. Played back to Zane Randall. Switched to the far side, Jace Williams, number 7. Takes on a defender. Touch to number 8, Chani Vega. Out of bounds off Moses Lake on the far side. Looks like number 7, Jace Williams over the throw. See, there's that win. That throw-in went right over the defender's head. Touched out for a Wenatchee corner kick.
Yeah, I admire Moses Lake's effort to be pressing on that, but in behind that press, they weren't getting compact enough and really taking the air out of the room for Wenatchee.
Mm-hmm.
And that's living life dangerously right there. Because if you break that press and you're not compressed, there's all kinds of space to have the attacking team run at you.
Ball sent in off the corner by number 8, Garcia Mendoza, a little low. Cleared out by Moses. Collected by Wenatchee. Sent back in for about 20 yards out. Oh, ping-ponging around the box. Ooh, number 3, Ulysses Salcedo with a nice shot. A little high over.
Nicely struck 5.
That stay in the park, or that was?
That was almost gone.
He had some extra sauce on that one.
Yeah, he did. He got his foot around it. Unfortunately, it sailed on him. Be a goal kick for Moses Lake. Dalton Friedig over the ball. Looks like he's going long.
Yeah, and speaking of going with the wind or against it, that might have been a different story if it would have gone into the wind on that shot.
Oh, yeah, he wrapped his foot around that one pretty good, so that would have been tough to keep down. Good battle down here on the near side by number 10, Anthony Garcia, and Moses Lake defender, number 4.
Yeah, the defender's having a decent night tonight.
He is.
He's got some skills back there.
You know, I've watched him a couple games, and he shows up every game. You know, He's very fundamental. We're talking about number
Kyle
4.
Wilbank?
Yep, number 4 for Moses, Kyle Wilbank. He's a very good defender. Oh, good shot by Wenatchee. Touchdown by Dalton Friedig.
Great save.
Yep. Oh, that'll be a goal kick. Looks like Johnny Vega came from over the end line to touch the ball, so goal kick for Moses Lake. Moses Lake setting up to send it long again.
Dalton Friedig with the goal kick for Moses Lake.
Wenatchee wins the ball through the center. Johnny Vega over the ball. Plays it to the near side here. There's that guy again, number 4 from Moses Lake. On top of it, took it right off Mr. Garcia's foot. Throwing for Wenatchee all the way in the box. Nice long throw in. Wenatchee looking to settle about 20 yards out. Ball on the far side of Jace Williams. Plays it to Ulysses Salcedo on his left foot. 20 yards out, tries to bend it in.
Salcedo with the shot.
Pedestrian save there by Dalton Friedig. Made that look easy. Sending it long.
Yeah, a little optimistic on that. I mean, I would want to show a little more patience and look for a quality shot.
You know, I agree with you there. He did get on his left foot. He beat the defender, but he did not have the best angle. So maybe lay that off and trust that where you're going is either going to have a better angle or play 1-2 touch and get back on top of the ball. But yeah, that was a little ambitious from that far right flank on his left foot. Dalton's a good keeper. I've seen him play quite a bit, so he was on the end of that easily.
Yeah, I've been impressed with him tonight.
Yep, Johnny Vega on the ball. Oh, tough foul there by Moses Lake on the Wenatchee 30. Be a free kick for Wenatchee on their own 32-yard line.
Setting up for the free kick for Wenatchee, Johnny Vega.
Johnny Vega sent it far to the right side. Collision there, touched in. Oh, Wenatchee keeps it in. Plays it low to Judah Weller. I think that's Judah Weller over there. Wenatchee in the box, touching it around. Anthony Garcia over the ball, settles it back to number 17, Franco Gutierrez. Oh, Aaron pass to Moses Lake. Oh, Wenatchee wins it back. Franco Gutierrez plays it square to Jace Williams. A lot of real estate in front of him. Moving forward. Now the ball's on the left foot of Ulysses Salcedo there, about 18 yards out. Touches it back to Jace Williams. Jace looking to take on a defender. Gets deep in the box. Drives it across. Oh, touched in for a goal by, I think that's Judah Weller. Great distribution by Jace Williams to take it up the far right side, cut it back for a touch.
Judah Weller putting in the net for the Panthers.
Looks like we're at the 36.5-minute mark of the second half. 6.5-minute mark, excuse me.
Yeah, these countdown clocks always mess with me.
Yeah, they got me too.
If you are thinking about
I'm actually good at math, sorry.
Now is the time. If you need that hot dog, that ice cold Pepsi, maybe some candy.
Oh, Moses Lake has a man down in the box. Looks like he's holding on to his calf or a cramp.
Last call for the concession stand. The last call for the concession stand.
Trying to stretch him out. Looks like a cramp.
Last call for the concession stand. It's been a busy night here.
Yeah, it has. Hot dog sounds beautiful right now.
Partial sellout.
Yeah.
Nice fan base by Wenatchee.
There's quite a few people out here tonight.
It's a Tuesday night, and not exactly the warmest nights. The rest of this week looks freaking amazing.
It's not really cold.
No.
It's just windy, and it's
Yeah.
it's that annoying wind right in your face.
It's starting to die a little bit. It's just kind of weird. It's April in Wenatchee.
Yep. We're going to go from 69 and windy to next Monday almost 90 degrees. Can't wait. All right.
Yeah, it was just the other day. I had my heater on in the house, just freezing.
Yeah.
And almost within a week, I'll have the AC on.
Oh, you're going to have the AC on after tomorrow. 75 degrees tomorrow, they're predicting. And then 80 by the weekend, so it's coming, folks. Oh, good possession by Wenatchee. Ooh, touch. Ooh, good battle there at the 18 by Dalton and Ulysses Salcedo. That was a good read by Dalton to come out of his box.
Yeah,
otherwise, it's about to be one-on-one with Ulysses. Wenatchee still in the Moses Lake third, touching the ball around. Number 5, Isaac Mariscal Gatter over it. Touched off to Jonathan Garcia Mendoza. Sent in by Jace Williams. Moses Lake with possession. Looking to come out the back. Touchdown here on the near side. Good defensive play by Franco Gutierrez. Touched out for a Moses Lake throw-in. Nine minutes in here in the second half. Wenatchee 3-0. See Wenatchee playing with an extra bounce in their step right now. You see they're getting numbers forward. Like I said, the best thing they have going for them is play defense with their offense right now. Just keep the ball, keep Moses moving.
Yeah, it always drives me nuts when you see a team sit on a lead.
Yeah.
And not keep that press and do the proverbial parking the bus, just inviting pressure.
Yeah.
And that always drives me nuts. And, and you give up a goal, and as you know, things change.
If that's not your personality off the very, beginning of the game, sometimes it's tough to change, because then you're changing, the personality of your personnel. Like, they've been in attacking mode, and then you tell them just to sit back and play defense. That's tough sometimes.
Well, and you have to give your team a goal, whereas is building and creating scoring opportunities was your goal to begin with, and now.
Oh, good volley out of there by Johnny Vega from about 20 yards out.
And now your goal is to not give up a goal, but what are you trying to accomplish just by keeping possession? But what does that look like? And a lot of teams don't really know, other than kicking it long to one attacker and hoping he holds on to the ball as long as he can until he turns it over and you bring the pressure.
Mm-hmm. Good touchdown there by Jonathan Garcia Mendoza. Touch to Jace Williams. Out wide to Judah Weller. Looking for somebody to play to. Touches through to Ulysses. Back to Jace. Back to Judah Weller. See, good possession here by Wenatchee. Patience. Looking to switch it. Almost an errant pass. Yep, errant pass to Moses Lake. Foul there by number 17, Franco Gutierrez. Moses Lake free kick right in front of us on their own about 42-yard line.
It's been a pretty clean game so far.
It has been. Well, they're just out there playing soccer. Well, it used to be on their 42-yard line. Now we're over the halfway line, so the ref says play on. Sent in deep by Moses Lake. Wenatchee looking to get out. Ping pong around center. Johnny Vega settles. Trying to settle. Moses Lake on it. Uh-oh. Moses Lake looking dangerous. Up. Two guys on the backside. Oh, had a little more time than that. Take your time, son.
Yeah.
I almost had a nice go at it there. Wenatchee on the counter. Judah Weller, Ulysses Salcedo getting through. Taking his man on the far side. Cuts it back. Number 10, Anthony Garcia. Oh, Moses Lake defender meets him right there in the middle. Good defense. Ball pinging around. Moses Lake spreads it here to the near side. They're on a counterattack.
Oh, this ball just lacked a little bit of pace.
Yeah, the wind held it back, you can see. Jace Williams allowed Jace to get back on defense there. Looking to play a through ball in the box. Jace a little carry out for a Wenatchee goal kick. That was a good sequence here by Moses Lake. See, they look a little dangerous.
Wenatchee's going to their bench here, bringing 3 on, it looks like.
Yep, looks like we got... Oof. I can't see the numbers from here. That's tough.
They have numbers?
Yeah. Looks like we got number 6, Mr. Christopher Limon came on the field. Number 19, Carson Van Way came on.
Entering action for Wenatchee, number 6, Christopher Limon.
And sorry, I could not see who the third sub was.
And number 19, Carson Van Way.
Somebody came on for Jace Williams on that far left side. I can't see his number. Oh, looks like that might be Luis Beltran Maldonado. Number 2 came in for Jace Williams. Oh, we got Ulysses on the break here. Touched across. Nobody home on the backside.
Good job by the defender there. Really leveraged the attacker away from the goal.
Yeah, he cut his angle down.
Anything. Yep.
Goal kick here for Moses Lake again. So yeah, we did confirm on that far side. Number 2, Luis Beltran Maldonado.
Setting up for the goal kick for Moses Lake.
26 minutes left here in the second half. Wenatchee up 3-0. Moses Lake sends it deep across the half. There's that man tonight. Garcia Mendoza over it, controlling the game. Turnover by Wenatchee. Moses Lake touch. Ball off Moses Lake here on the near side. Wenatchee throw in. Number 15, Naveen Nayak takes the throw. Naveen Nayak over the ball. Touch to middle. Garcia Mendoza touches it back. Number 19, Carson Van Way over the ball. Wenatchee playing possession. Foul there on number 3, Ulysses Salcedo. About 38 yards out for Wenatchee in the Moses Lake half. Garcia Mendoza over the ball.
Really no need to put this into the box at this point. I don't think with the 30 yards in front of you with no one in there, they could keep some possession, bleed some clock. But
they look like they're taking their chances. You can see everybody in the box. You know, I'm a believer in that too. Sometimes you just play it short and make that defense come out of the box instead of just dumping it in there and taking a chance. You know, make that defense react, move them around like they've been doing.
Yeah.
Touch by Wenatchee, still in the Moses Lake third. Naveen Nayak to Anthony Garcia. Aaron pass to Moses Lake. Moses Lake sends it out. Playing that single high man, number 5. Back to Wenatchee. Nice shot there by Jonathan Garcia Mendoza, about 22 yards out. Unfortunately, it just sliced far to the right. Goal kick for Moses Lake again.
Coming on to the 24-minute mark, and still, you know, I saw a goal here in the first 10 minutes of the second half. I didn't know who was going to score it, but it felt like there was at least going to be one goal.
Yeah. I don't think we're done yet. I can feel about 2 or 3 more goals coming in. Oh, tackled right there at the 18-yard box. Good defense there by the Moses Lake center back. It's going to be Moses Lake free kick there. That was a good defense on Mr. Vega. It's that center back again, number 4. Doing his job.
He's earned his dinner tonight for sure.
Yes, he has. Looks like we got Dalton Friedig over free kick. Just inside his own 18.
For Moses Lake, number 3, Eddie Cruz.
Looks like Moses Lake made the sub. Eddie O. Cruz checking on.
Dalton Friedig.
Sent deep over the half line. Taken down by number 5, Isaac Mariscal. Touched in. Moses Lake sends it deep. Touchdown by Franco Gutierrez. Pinging around. Up. Foul on Wenatchee. Moses Lake free kick about their own 40. Sending it deep. Looking to play that counterattack off the free kicks.
Free kick for the Mavericks.
Yeah, as great as it is to watch this game, and I know no one wants to stop listening to the broadcast brilliance that we're bringing tonight. But if you have a chance, one thing that I absolutely love about this valley is the sunsets, and right now is pretty stunning. So it might be worth just a peek out to the west and check out the beautiful clouds and what nature's providing too.
Yeah, folks, I'm glad you can hear where Matt's brain is at right now, and we're still over here calling a soccer game. Moses Lake free kick right in front of us on Wenatchee's 40. Matt's over here looking at the birds and the stars, having a great time.
I'm working really hard to bring you the very best in broadcast mediocrity.
Oh, he's doing a fantastic job of it. We talk about the scenery, the wind, soccer. Like, you can get it all in one shot tonight, folks. It's like having a great coffee. There you go. Wenatchee sending the ball in deep. Looks like he's going to travel over the end line. Johnny Vega fighting for it. Moses Lake throwing on the near line here, deep in their side. 21.5 minutes left in the second half. Wenatchee ball taken away. Switch to the far right side. Luis Beltran Maldonado rolling onto it. Johnny Garcia slotted to the near side.
See, look at this. Isolated one. Oh, got it back. Good job, Wenatchee, working hard to get that ball back.
Oh, nice bender by Johnny Vega.
Twisting shot.
Dalton Friede, perfect timing.
Knocking it out of the air, Dalton Friede with
Yeah,
a beautiful
sneaky
Yeah.
little shot there.
That was a good snapshot. Like I said, Dalton's really familiar with these guys, so he knows their personalities. He was in perfect position for that. Wenatchee's stepping it up, trying to play quick. Thrown by Wenatchee, sent down. Moses Lake. Carousel right back to him. Johnny over the ball. Touched off to Mendoza Garcia. Number 7, Franco Gutierrez on the ball. Looking to switch it. There you go. Garcia Mendoza plays all the way back to Zane Randall. Trying to bring those Moses Lake defenders up forward. Try to play through. There you go. Good touch. Then sent long. Christopher Limon on the ball. Good turn. Oh, looking to play it back to the near side here. Fortunately, Moses Lake defender was in the way. Johnny Vega over the ball. About 20 yards out, driving. Touch, 1-2 touch. Oh, good defense by Moses. Oh, they're still playing.
Garcia with the shot for the Panthers.
Oh, ball carouseling around to Johnny Vega's head and touched over the bar.
Then, over the
Great
top
sequence
to
there by both
last
teams.
shot.
Looks like it's going to be a goal kick for Moses Lake.
Returning to action, or entering action for Moses Lake, Felipe Rodriguez.
Yeah, substitution by Moses Lake, Felipe Rodriguez.
And number 16.
And number
Diego
16,
Olivares.
Diego Olivares coming on for Moses. Still a 3-0 game here in the 19th minute.
Setting up for the goal kick for Moses Lake, Dalton Friede.
Moses Lake going long on the kick. Taken down by Johnny Vega and Chris Limon. Touch. Garcia Mendoza looking to play it long. Turned over. Moses Lake touch. Going the other way. Counter attack. Oh! Got a man right down the middle. Number 3. Driving on Wenatchee. He's down there by himself. Oh, we got a handball in the box. We got a handball in the box.
Yeah, we got a handball on the box.
Yep.
Up for a penalty here.
Looks like Wenatchee just gave up a penalty kick here.
So I got a handball call for Panthers.
18th minute here. Moses Lake with the penalty kick, handball in the box. Wenatchee defender was on the ground. The ball was driven right into his back and fortunately came up to his hand.
Penalty kick for Moses Lake.
Zane hasn't been called into action very much tonight, but he is pretty confident on penalty kicks. So
He is.
what he's going to say.
He's a big guy, but you're right. He's a little cold probably. Can Moses Lake draw one back? Oh, driven nicely home by Moses Lake. Brings the score to 3-1. That was a nice hard penalty kick.
Confident shot right there.
Exactly at the 18th minute mark. Looks like, what number is that on Moses Lake? Looks like number 3 from Moses Lake on the board, IDL Cruz. The 18th minute of the second half, folks. There you go, Moses Lake walking with a different step. Wenatchee made another error out of the back line. Got a counterattack coming the other way. Anthony Garcia here on the near side, looking to take his defender on. Driven hard across. Oh, off the
Garcia
post.
With a hard shot across, driven away. Johnny Vega.
Ball careening around in the Moses Lake 18. That was 2 shots there by Wenatchee. That cross swirled in and caught the inside of the back post and just came off for Anthony Garcia.
That looked like it was going to tuck in.
Yeah, almost brought his hat trick up. Sitting on a double right now. Uh-oh. Mr. Friedig looking to play out the back, threw it right to the Wenatchee, the defender. Counterattack going the other way. Wenatchee throwing here on the near side. Naveen Nyack over the ball. Plays it into Mr. Garcia Mendoza. Touchdown. Oh. Turned over to Moses Lake. Wenatchee back on the ball, 40 yards out. Moses Lake putting some pressure on him. Wenatchee trying to play through the middle, trying to play out. Oh, try to play a through ball here on the near side. A little too long. Going to be a Moses Lake goal kick. 16 minutes left here in the second half. For Moses, he got a little bit of a light. 3-1, 16 minutes left.
A little bit of light, yeah.
Yeah, what happens if you draw a second goal back?
The last couple sequences they've had the ball, they've had some opportunities.
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe they found a little bit of a chink in the armor that they can try and work on exposing.
What do you got to lose here? Why not?
Nothing to lose right now. I mean, scoring-wise, they got a point. You can start pressing even more, and like I said, if you lose the game, you lose the game.
Yeah, free kick on the far side for Moses Lake. Growing with a little bit of confidence.
Yeah, you bring that one goal back, and we're looking at a completely different game plan. And as a coach, at halftime, Wenatchee was coaching for a 2-0 lead, which is different than maintaining a lead when you're giving up goals.
Mm-hmm.
So your game plan is going to look drastically different. And can you send that message into your team in time to react?
You know, if you're Wenatchee, you got to think about this. Like, hey, you're up 2-0, you're up 3-0, and now it's 3-1. You know, why did we not put this game away if this score line holds? You know, what do we have to build off of, you know, moving into these tough matchups coming over the next week and a half? Because there's going to be some teams that are going to play that are going to put up some goals. They have some very talented players. Not taking anything away from Moses Lake, but, you know, there's a man on the east side of the river over there that is a scoring machine. And they do play them next Tuesday here. Battle of the Bridges, Wenatchee versus Eastmont, round 2. Oh, long ball sent in by Moses Lake.
Oh, just offside there.
Just offside. That was going to be a 50-50 ball with the striker and Zane. That would have been, you know, scary little possession there for Wenatchee.
Offside is whistled on Moses Lake.
Free kick here taken by Garcia Mendoza on his own 39-yard line.
You know, what that goal does is also delays any wholesale substitutions
Mm-hmm.
from Wenatchee, which could, you know, like we were talking earlier, you really want to get some bench depth and some rested legs coming into Friday night's game.
Looks like Wenatchee is lining up a sub as soon as another dead ball. Ball careening around the middle, taken down by Wenatchee. Settled in. Christopher Lamone over the ball. Hands off to Chani Vega. Chani just taking his time patiently. Send it wide to Luis Beltran.
Warming up over there? I saw the keeper.
Yeah, I see a few subs over there. We'll see what happens when they blow that whistle. Wenatchee looking to play through the back, sent all the way back to Zane Randall, to Mr. Garcia Mendoza, to Judah Weller. Now they're looking to spread Moses line. Yep, counterattack here. Just got over the 40-yard line of Moses. Touch through. All the way on the near side here. Sit back in by Naveen Nyack. All the way through. Looks like Chani Vega running onto the ball, taking a defender down. Bends it right at Dalton Friedig. Touches it out.
Dalton Friedig once again turning it away.
Goal kick for Wenatchee. Looks like we got a substitution coming on here for Moses Lake. Number 2, Henry Pena.
Wenatchee sending 3 players in, looks like.
Yep, Wenatchee is sending 3 players in. Looks like we got number 11, Brady Paz. Number 14, Felipe Reyes. And number 16, Esteban Valdivinos coming on the field. And a switch at keeper. Looks like Saheed Juarez is coming on for Zane Randall.
Entering action for the Panthers.
There you go. Talking about building that bench depth. I think Miguel heard you over there. Coach of Wenatchee, Mr. Villamontes. Oh, nice take on the ball. Mr. Felipe Reyes almost fell on top of it, just wide to the right.
Felipe Reyes sending it toward goal for the Panthers.
Moses Lake looking to play through the back on this goal kick. Now they send it deep to their lone striker. Taken by Wenatchee. Nice 50-50 win by Moses Lake. Nice touch through.
Good ball.
Oh, number 7 for Moses Lake running on the ball. Number 8 touching in the box. Oh, good defensive play there by Wenatchee. Wenatchee counterattacking the other way. Looking to play long. Taken down by number 18.
Garcia with the shot, but it's high over the top too.
Good take. A little unfortunate on the finish there. Long and high over the bar. Moses Lake goal kick. Good counterattack by Wenatchee there.
Yeah, Moses Lake, you're at the point right now where you've got to keep sending some more and more numbers forward. And that Anthony's just going to keep getting more and more looks there pretty soon if that holds true.
Well, unfortunately, Mr. Garcia was taken off. That's a new guy we have in number 18, and I don't have his name, so he's replaced Mr. Garcia. Wenatchee with another good chance on the far left flank, cutting into the middle.
The shot from distance for the Panthers, Chris Lamone.
Chris Lamone on the shot there. About 10 minutes left to go here in the second half. Wenatchee putting the pressure on. Looks like they're going for a fourth. They know they need to put this game away. I apologize for not knowing number 18's name for the Wenatchee Panthers down there on the field right now. Touchdown by Wenatchee and about 30 yards out. Good run by Beltran. Looking to get a cross in. Pulls it back. Plays through. Touches to Mr. Lamone. Played in. Touchdown by Moses Lake. Taken back by Wenatchee. Looking to spread wide. Good turn. Almost got around the corner. Looks like it's coming off for a Wenatchee. Another corner kick here. Wenatchee's going to have 9 in the box here in a minute. One single defender out here with one single striker from Moses Lake. Wenatchee playing short off the corner. Johnny Vega over the ball. 3 defenders on him. Oh, nice snapshot. Great save by Dalton Friedig.
He's putting up the wall for the Mavericks.
Dalton Friedig is keeping this game tight tonight. That came through a lot of traffic. Like, that was a hard ball to see, and he was perfectly spaced for it.
Yeah, he's impressed. And, you know, the rest of Moses Lake, they're not raising the surrender flag either.
No, not at all.
They're still battling out there.
They're making Wenatchee work for each one of these goals. Dalton Friedig has had a pretty nice night. Moses Lake looking to counter the other way. Running on the end of the ball, about 18 yards out on Wenatchee's side. Oh, off his own mate. Turn over to Wenatchee. Oh, Wenatchee turns it right back over to Moses. Moses spreads it wide. Looking for a cross in. Oh, taken down by the striker. Nice takedown. Almost nice half volley attempt there. Cleared out by Wenatchee. Ooh, back flick. Got a 3-on-2 going the other way for Johnny Vega. Oh, tries to slide across. Great defensive play by the Moses Lake defender. Right back to Dalton.
Yeah, Wenatchee had the numbers.
They did. It was a 3-on-2. That's something you drop in practice right there. Turnover by Moses Lake. Wenatchee throwing here on the near side. Moses Lake on the end of this throw, looking to counterattack the other way. Oh, touched out of bounds, unfortunately.
No, still going in. Oh, there we go.
It's going to be a Wenatchee throw in here on the near side. 7 minutes left to go in the second half. 3-1 Wenatchee.
We're going to call a foul.
Oh. Call foul or is the offsides?
Yeah, good question.
Taking the
Illicit
free kick
play.
for the Panthers,
Yeah, exactly.
number 17,
We'll let the
Franco
soccer
Gutierrez.
gods decide. Touchdown by Wenatchee. 40 yards out. Moses Lake third. Good 1-2 by is that Mr. Mariscal and Chani? Oh, good touch. Touched over. Looks like it's going to be a Moses Lake goal kick here again. Looking to play long. Playing with a sense of urgency.
With the shot for the Panthers.
6 minutes left to go. Why not? Number 9, Gael Nunez on the ball here for Wenatchee. Taking the defender on. Nice touch into the box. Number 18. Oh, to the backside post. Just pulled it. Dalton had the angle on him, but he just pulled it just wide. It's going to be another Moses Lake goal kick tonight.
Yeah, and good job from Wenatchee not parking that bus and keeping the pressure on. Clearly, that's their identity.
Yeah. Now, these last 5 minutes, this is all about, like you said, identity and confidence. Let's get another goal. Let's not be happy with the 3-1 victory. Like, you know, if I'm coach over there, you can't be happy with that, right? You've had your chances tonight. Moses Lake has had their chances tonight. You know, the boys have looked good, but you've given up, you know, a couple sloppy plays, and it's a 3-1 score line instead of a 3-0 score line.
Yeah, and at this point, you need to also be thinking not only winning the league, but building your RPI and getting in that top 4. And a goal differential is going to definitely help.
Well, like we said, they got 3 huge matchups coming over the next week and a half for Wenatchee. So,
and the problem is, you know, Wenatchee can build their RPI by beating Eastmont, but depending on the outcome tonight, Eastmont or Davis, one of those two teams loses, and your quality of win when you play them next may not be as, you know, like for RPI points, may not give you the max points. You're kind of like a good conference where the top teams take each other out in the playoffs.
And we know only 2 teams from this league go through to the state playoffs. So, you know, this is going to be a big week over the next week and a half for all 3 of those teams.
Setting up for the free kick, Eddie Cruz after the foul call on the Panthers.
But Wenatchee has had their chances today. You know, how many have they put over the net? How many have they pulled wide? You know, the score line can be broken a little farther open. They're a little more clinical in that last third.
Yeah, and scheduling games, I mean, becomes more and more important now that things like RPI play a role. And so early on, what's your opponent going to be when you're trying to schedule teams? As much as, say, like the alumni game might build some confidence and stuff like that, and it goes towards their win-loss, which I was surprised at. But you don't get any points out of the RPI in that one. And so if they could have scheduled somebody else, that could have helped them. I mean, Wenatchee clearly to me is not a number 10. They should be closer to 5, and Eastmont should be at this point, and Davis should be right there with them.
Yeah, unfortunately for both teams, they had a couple tough games that they did not make up, unfortunately, you know.
With the pass across.
There's a goal by Wenatchee. Good sequence. Great build up there. Looks like Gael Nunez on the quick 1-2 right there. 3 minutes left to go here in the second half.
Yeah, good confident goal. They caught Moses Lake in a weird transition where you could see all the numbers left up and not wanting to come back and defend that. And so Wenatchee got ahead of momentum at him, and Moses Lake just could not get compact enough to prevent that shot.
That was a creative counterattack. That was a quick ball movement. You know, that was with direction, just moving forward. So kudos to Wenatchee for that.
And look at now what we've got. We're only leaving. I mean, most of the team is up forward.
Yeah, I don't think they're done yet. They want something more, right? You got 2 minutes left. There's that win. Traveling over. Wenatchee on the ball, 40 yards out. Moses Lake third. Good win by Moses Lake in their own third. Looking to switch the ball. Oh, turnover there in the middle. 3 Wenatchee defenders around it. Touch to the far side. Chani Vega over the ball. Rocket. Oh, great save by Dalton Friedig again. Off the leg and over the net.
Friedig there to turn it away for the Mavericks.
Stonewall Mr. Vega. Keep him off the scoreboard tonight, Dalton said. Looks like we're under 2 minutes left to go in the game. Wenatchee corner kick from the far right side. Touch in the box. Oh, touched home by another Wenatchee striker. That's going to make it 5-1 with under 2 minutes left to go here. Looks like it's that man, number 18. I just wish I had a name behind it, so I apologize tonight, folks.
Yeah, coming off the bench, making a name for himself.
No, I think that was number 18. That's that man, number 18, the nameless gentleman.
Looks like number 18, Julian Gonzalez, sticking in the
Julian Gonzalez, I was just told. Julian, we didn't forget about you. We never forget about you. We'll call that the 39th minute.
Yeah, I'm tracking less than a minute left unless he had some extra time on this. There haven't been a whole lot of delays.
No, not at all. It's been a clean game tonight, you know. Here we go. Right as I say that, foul by Moses Lake and the Wenatchee 18. Could be one of the last couple kicks of the game. Saeed Juarez to send it forward. Referee checking his watch.
Saeed Juarez.
We're on a 5-1 score line, favor of Wenatchee. And there's the game.
There's our final whistle, our score. Final score here at Liebach Toe Field at the Apple Bowl. Wenatchee Panthers 5.
If you can hear the announcer in the background, Wenatchee 5, Moses Lake Panthers 1.
Yeah, taking care of business there, Wenatchee. Good job, Moses Lake. You just fought hard. You got some good players there, and the last couple goals there, while
for you Panther fans,
classic great goals by Wenatchee. They're kind of expected. Moses Lake has to send numbers forward, and that's the risk that you got to play with when you're trying to come back from 2 goals deep and late in the second half, and you're obviously risking some of your ability to shut down the counterattack by sending a lot of players forward. And Wenatchee took advantage of that, and they did a great job. And got some goals, got some confidence off the bench.
Yeah, Moses Lake, they had their chances tonight. They looked dangerous a couple times in the final third of Wenatchee. Wenatchee made an error and unfortunately was in the box, cost them a goal, which brought us back 3-1. But ultimately, Wenatchee's class and how comfortable they're in the ball just showed through here on these last couple goals. 2 classy goals to make the scoreline 5-1. So again, looks like the final score tonight: Wenatchee 5, Moses Lake 1. We'll recap the scoring here real quick. We had Anthony Garcia strike twice in the first half at the 21st and 17th minute mark. Not confirmed, but I'm pretty confident of that. In the second half, we had Gael Nunez strike at the 37th minute mark. Before I skip over to him, we had Judah Weller's strike in the 34th minute. And then we had Julian Gonzalez in the scoring tonight for Wenatchee in the 39th minute. And then again, Moses Lake brought one back in the second half in the 18th minute for IDL Cruz on a penalty kick. So again, final score tonight, Wenatchee 5, Moses Lake 1. So thank you for joining us. Appreciate everybody coming out tonight.
See you soon for the post-game interview with the coach. And don't go away.
For myself, Daryl Geddes, and Matt Wiesen.
Matt Wiesen is your out cue. For over 35 years, the Sangster family has been not only representing GMC, but the entire community.
As one of the few family-owned dealerships in Washington, you can count on our personal integrity, which has spanned over 3 generations, to ensure your satisfaction.
Sangster Motors stands behind everything we sell, from GMC professional-grade products and service from a professional-grade dealership.
Remember, caring about your family is what brings you back to ours.
kitchen that makes mouths water and jaws drop. A bedroom from a dream with a bath from a spa. A walk-in you'd never want to walk out of. A pool like the fountain of youth. And a view that never gets old. When buying or selling a home of the highest standards, it's comforting to be represented by a real estate company with standards to match. Coldwell Banker Global Luxury. Live well with Coldwell.
Whether you're a new homeowner or looking to update, Save Mart in Wenatchee has everything you need. From top-of-the-line appliances to comfy mattresses and stunning furniture that fits your style, they have it all under one roof. With great deals and expert customer service, you'll find the perfect pieces for your space and your budget. Save Mart, your local destination for quality appliances, mattresses, and furniture at prices you'll love.
You trust the same doctor for your health and the same dentist for your smile. Trust Global Car Care to keep your vehicle running strong. We track your car's history so it gets the right care at the right time. With our 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty on parts and labor, you'll drive away with confidence. Global Car Care, your automotive experts. We service all makes and models, but specialize in Sprinter vans, Mercedes, Audi, Volkswagen, and BMW. Call or visit us today.
We've all dreamt of moving somewhere new. But what are home prices like? How are the schools? What are the state income taxes? And how's the weather? For all your questions, the Coldwell Banker Move Meter has answers. It's the only tool that lets you compare cities by cost and quality of living, so you can get a better idea of what your dream looks like and start making it come true. The Move Meter, only from Coldwell Banker. Live well with Coldwell.
Hey, welcome back to Save Mart. What can we help you find today?
We're looking for a mattress.
Oh, right this way. We got a large selection. We have this pillow top here.
Oh, comfortable.
We have more to choose from down here.
Oh.
I think I have the perfect one over here for you.
I guess we'll take this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
When your heating or cooling system is giving you trouble, call the diagnostic doctor from Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning.
Here's the culprit right here.
All joking aside, when you call Dick's, you're calling 35 years of experience at customer service right here in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's strongly believes in repairing before replacing, and they service all major brands of HVAC units.
Apple Valley Honda is bringing the future of driving to you. Introducing the all-new, all-electric Honda Prologue EV. Say goodbye to gas stations and hello to a whisper-quiet ride and zero emissions. The wait is over. Finally, a local option for a quality EV from a brand with a track record of exceptional quality and reliability. Experience the Honda Prologue EV for yourself at family-owned Apple Valley Honda. Stay close to home and visit us at Apple Valley Honda today for the life you live.
NCWLIFE channel is your local TV station. We believe in being the spotlight and mirror to the communities we serve in North Central Washington. Programming on NCWLIFE would not be possible without our sponsors. Special thanks to our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air.
News, weather, and sports. It's all here weekdays at 5, 6, and 10 on your local news source, the NCWLIFE channel.
Welcome back to Wenatchee High School, where we just witnessed Wenatchee take care of business 5-1 over Moses Lake Mavericks in what was a pretty entertaining game. And with us, we've got Anthony Garcia and Gaio Nunez. Yes, I got it right. And of course, Coach Viramontes. 2-0 going into halftime. Coach, what do you tell your team on it? That's always kind of a tricky scoreline.
I mean, just go out hard, right? Go out hard and play 40 more minutes of football. I told the guys that the last 20 minutes of the first half was a little bit sloppy, so we had to pick it up, and certainly did that. So I'm proud of them.
Yeah, haven't seen any other scores from around the league tonight, but clearly coming into the last 3 games are on our mind. Guy, what were some of your goals for tonight outside of winning and playing well? Did you have any personal goals you were looking to accomplish?
Of course, the first personal goal is obviously go out there and have fun. Is the most important thing. Second thing is, since I'm a senior, I know I have very limited games left. And I want to leave everything out on the field. Something my assistant coach, Coach Laney, said was, come out here in the field and leave with no regrets. Just come out here and leave everything on the field.
It was great.
All right, I'll have a personal question here for Mr. Garcia. Coming off 2 goals tonight, what is your mindset leading forward, knowing that you guys have 3 huge games coming up over the next week and a half? Obviously we have the Battle of the Bridges next Tuesday night, but you being a leader, what is your mindset to get your team towards the end of the season, moving forward, looking towards the state playoffs?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's the ultimate goal for us, and I'm just going to do whatever I can to help my team win games and, get to that state final, which is, our goal. And, just do my job. And I know I have a bunch of teammates who are doing the same thing. So if we all work together, there's nothing we can't do.
Awesome. Great to hear. Mr. Nunez, I saw the energy you brought off the wing tonight. You played with a lot of spark. You inspired your team, and there's a reason you're up here with us. What was your mindset leading into tonight's game too?
Yeah, I know my mindset was, I've come through a lot of, circumstances in my life really hard. And, I love to tell my teammates, I love to tell myself that this is the game that, I come out here and all my problems, at home, outside of school, this is where all my problems go away. That kind of little bit of depression just wears off when I come out here. So every time I get to touch the ball, especially where Wenatchee, where Panthers, I wear it with pride and dignity, and it's just an honor always to play under Coach Miguel and play alongside the D1 player, Anthony Garcia.
That was a great answer. That was an honorable answer from you. Coach, just to end this, how do you lead your team moving forward into these next 3 large games, like I said, over the next week and a half? You were talking about building depth, in the pregame. How do you think you guys did tonight?
I mean, we did pretty good, but I always say there's always room for improvement, right? So just go in tomorrow and just work on things that we need to be working on.
Well, appreciate your time tonight. Thank you guys for all your time. Matt?
Again, so for Daryl Geddes, myself, Matt Wisen, and I would say, you guys would want to thank the entire Wenatchee High School team, and on their behalf, Anthony and Gael and Coach Viramontes. Thank you, everybody, for watching, and we'll catch you later.
Thanks for watching today's broadcast of high school sports on the NCWLIFE channel. Today's coverage was brought to you by our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Coverage was also sponsored by Global Car Care, the Highlander Golf and Grill, Apple Valley Honda, Sangster Motors, Valley Tractor, Save Mart, Caldwell Banker, Biosports Physical Therapy, and Dick's Heating and Air. Thanks for watching today's broadcast of high school sports on your home for high school sports, the NCWLIFE channel. We now return to regular programming already in progress.